13.
And so that means Vanderpump Rules, Season 11, Episode 13.
Oh,
title.
God, is it over yet?
Nope.
Oh.
Better. Jack's attack. Which I kind of thought was weird because Jax was, well, I guess he was in it quite a bit. Once I started taking notes on the second viewing, I was like, oh yeah, I guess he was in it. So anyway, James hosts a brunch at Sir with former frenemy Jax. Sheena and Brock confide in their friends. Okay.
All right.
Did this how did you feel about this episode?
I was a little upset starting out because they started out with the dog, but whatever.
Oh.
I'm tired of hearing about fucking hippie.
I know you are.
Anyways, I guess that was the whole point. So is everybody else. Anyways, but no, I thought overall it was a pretty good episode. I mean, I haven't watched anything with Jax, so that's quite interesting.
Jax is funny.
But it's also, I feel like.
I do feel like the show suffers without. I didn't think it would, but I didn't realize what a truth seeker he was. He'll always.
Well, I think he's just kind of coming in and being like, he's kind of, I think all of them, like the whole cast has this sort of inflated ego thing going on because of all the notoriety that came to, all the notoriety that came to the show because of the scandal. So, and for one, that's part of it. Like they all kind of have this inflated ego, like, they're part of something bigger than it is.
Yeah, it's like they don't remember right before Scandival. The show was hanging on by a very, very thin thread.
Right, but they've forgotten how to be authentic in front of the camera. Because now they're all trying to protect some sort of image because, like they feel like their careers have all gotten this boost, right? And so now everybody's being very cautious, except for Sheena, because she's fucking insane. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. But with the Jax stuff, I thought it was interesting. I feel like a lot of it was undeveloped, but it's because I'm not a lifetime watcher of the show. Like everybody else is probably seeing like, if him and Katie start going at each other, like you guys know what they're talking about. I'm just kind of like, well, that's interesting.
It's like what was undeveloped because.
But it's just kind of like
I wasn't sure if you meant because. I'll watch The Valley as a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I won't watch The Valley until I've at least taken notes on Vanderpump. And that's why I had to ask you, how did you feel about this episode? Because I find myself kind of enjoying it. But then I will put The Valley on and I'm like, oh man, this show is such a superior show at the moment. But
oh no, I can feel your like I can tell like you would much rather we were watching The Valley and talking about The Valley.
But maybe that's because I don't have to take notes. I don't have to talk. No, I like talking about Vanderpump Rules. It's just I think you would enjoy The Valley better or more as well.
Well, if I have some time this weekend, how many episodes of The Valley have there been so far?
6, 5, 6. I'm not sure. Here, let me check my handy dandy little app.
Well, maybe this weekend if we can ditch the kids
6.
for 6 hours. We'll sit down and watch the Valley. Check it out.
I did, yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't think our listeners are going to give a shit if we switch podcasts at this point.
Nobody's listening anyway. Hello. Okay, so we open up the way we always do with, the B-roll, the song, the la 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 la. And then we kind of where do we settle in on? James and Allie? Yeah, because Jax. So we kind of settle in to
Mm.
James and Allie's, and he has this DJ stuff set up in the garage or whatever, and
He's in the studio.
Jax comes over, and they're and Jax gives him a little bit of shit about the planes flying overhead. But they're basically setting up the brunch at Sir. And he's, well, what was it? Oh, yeah, because he's pissed because Katie's been spreading rumors about
Mm-hmm.
him cheating on Brittany.
Which are totally unfounded, I'm sure, from everything I hear about Jax Taylor.
Ah. I don't know. Yeah, it's. I don't know if he's capable of being we've never seen it on the show, but
He's totally got like that. Like he watches videos on YouTube about being an alpha male. You know what I mean? Like probably, he's all yeah, taken. Plus, he looks like he's on steroids.
Jax
Yeah.
probably I know that he started growing masses in his chest, and they had to take him out to see if they were cancerous and stuff. And they were caused by all these different supplements and protein powders and just all that shit he was putting in his body. So yeah, I wouldn't. But I mean, he's been accused of taking a lot worse drugs. So.
Well,
okay, so he's also talking about whether Lisa's gonna like it or not if he's there, and basically James is giving him the same talk everyone used to give James, is like, just be nice. And Jax is like, well, I'm not gonna bow down to her. And James kind of finesses his way into getting Jax to be like, right, like, I'll be the bigger man. And she's like, yeah, be the bigger man.
Yeah, it's like he has like no situational awareness, right? But that's what I mean. Like
that's the fun thing about him.
But that's the thing. He's totally got like that. Yeah, I'm the alpha male thing, right? Like, and I remember
he's the number one guy in the group.
Yeah, I remember because I remember like I knew this one guy before. Like he was like totally one of these fucking dipshits that. Yeah, it was totally like I'm the alpha male, whatever, but whatever. There's these alpha male techniques that they have to learn about, right? And it's all about like, well, you always kind of, you don't ever show a woman respect right off the bat, right? Like in this kind of stuff, right? And
are these unspoken rules, or do boys have classes on?
No, I think this is the kind of shit that goes on like that 4chan and a lot of these fucking, groups of fucking
never show a woman respect in the beginning.
Yeah, and shit like that, and like like always walk in and when you're doing shaking another man's hand, you got to do the turn their hand over sort of a thing, right? Like
really, what's that about?
It's supposed to show dominance, right? Yeah, like it's like
ow, or sprain a wrist.
Yeah, but it's all about like I'm in control of the situation, right? Like, so yeah, all this kind of shit, right? Like this head full of fucking nonsense. Where it's like, dude, I always get kind of put off by dudes that will come up and do that too, right? And it's just like, dude, you might have just turned my fucking hand over, but I will punch you in your fucking face. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know. I'm annoyed by a lot of that shit, right? Because
Steve-o.
Yeah, but I gotta deal with it. I deal with high school boys, right? So that's my life. Like
I've shaken a lot of hands, in my life, but I've never had a man like twist
No,
my
he would never do
wrist.
that to a woman.
Oh.
Doesn't have to show dominance to a
Oh, I
woman.
thought
His
that's what
dick
you
makes him
meant.
dominant. You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
No,
Respect the fucking
no, I
junk.
thought that's what you meant. Like that's who's.
No, you do that to
Oh,
another man, right? You come and shake it like in a business meeting, right? Like,
does that happen to you a lot?
not a lot, but there are a
You
sort of
know,
subset of fucking males out there that got this
oh
alpha
my
male
God.
mentality, and they end up being bankers and fucking
Do you know what
CEOs and
I
that kind of
noticed?
bullshit, huh?
This is what men do to women. Here, take my hand, and then they place their other hand like that. So I started doing that in my adult life because I hope I haven't emasculated too many men because that was just me thinking that's just like the Catholic thing
No,
to
this is me going. You ain't getting away unless I want you to get away.
do. Or aren't you sweet?
Oh no, I mistrust everybody. I questioned everybody's motives.
Yeah, I know. You used to be like, oh, there's gonna be peace in the Middle East. Remember in our 20s, and I'd be like, what are you talking about? Not peace in the.
I don't think
No, you
I
never said that, but you're like, I'm gonna go and I'm going. No, you were just very idealistic, like most college kids. You were a college kid and you wanted peace. And remember,
what I wanted.
you were just very much more optimistic than I was at the time. I was such a pessimist in my
I
20s.
don't I don't think I ever wanted. I don't believe that we'll ever have world peace. I think that's an insane thing.
Well, yeah.
No,
No,
what I
I was
wanted, all I ever wanted back then was just, hey, don't kill people.
I admire. No, that's one of the things I did love about you was this sense of obligation to create peace. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I just spent the 4 years before that creating war, so you know, it's
Okay.
overcorrecting in a car.
Yeah. Well, at least, well, you did good. But anyway, Sheena and Brittany are sitting. This is where it kind of starts with the friends, or Sheena and Brock talking to their friends about each other, sort of. But okay, so Sheena and Brittany are on the couch, and I cannot help but notice that Sheena is putting on a full face of makeup on her 2-year-old. I wouldn't let Piper wear mascara until she was 10. I'm like, wow, maybe I do need to.
Vanilla. Anyway, full face of makeup.
Yeah, I just think that could cause some, not body dysmorphia, but just never thinking you're pretty enough. Because what does a 2-year-old need powder for? What is she covering up? There's no acne on that girl's face. I don't know. Then she's such a pretty girl.
Yeah, I don't know. But then again,
maybe she just likes to play. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the world of little girls. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, but anyway, she opens up to Brittany about she and Brock's problems, which are
her and Brock's problems. Oh, Brock is unable to fill his bucket or something because he doesn't have.
Well, no, that's what he's telling. Because I can't remember. But it's a good thing nobody's listening anyway. So anyway, Brock is talking to one of his mates about the nanny situation and how he doesn't like not being the breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, and she was talking about just kind of how it was this sort of this misogynistic sort of thing in his brain.
Yeah.
Where he can't just be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, because and then because Brittany, she said that there was a time, or there was a short period of time where she was bringing in all the money,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was hard on her and Jax, and they connect on being the breadwinners. And Sheena talks about her OCD and intrusive thoughts. So she's already talking about intrusive thoughts here, and she brings up the Brock and Lala, or a nanny. Can you imagine if it's the cliche he cheats on me with the nanny? So, like, anyway, we'll get there.
But Brock's like a known cheater.
No, I don't know if he is or not. I don't know much about Brock. Like, the most honest person about Brock seems to be Brock. Like, he doesn't hold much back. But I don't know. I don't want to speak on that unless I look. I just know that he doesn't have a relationship with. Well, I don't know that. See, I don't know what I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, see, and that's
if he's
part
a cheater or not.
And I think that's part of it too, right? Which makes it kind of hard because in this like hyper real Vanderpump world now, it's like whatever you can't find out on the show, people are now like scouring the internet to find out, right? Like there's very little that's hidden about, kind of behind.
Yeah, if he was, if there was a lot of infidelity on his end in his life, it was overshadowed by his child support, or whatever,
which is just,
and not seeing his children, which is so weird because on that one reunion, I don't remember which season it was. It might have been last season because that might be Brock's. I don't. It doesn't. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like he hadn't even FaceTimed them. Like that's how, and so when he says that he wants to make money, maybe that's why, so he can send some of his cash over. Because is Sheena not a? Because she says it's our money, but if it's their money, you'd think he'd have that child support paid off by now. I don't know how much he owes, but
well, there's probably nothing that they can do.
Don't they have to garner wages, or
but the thing about it is, though, is if
it's international.
That's the thing. If he's making Australian wages, then Australia could probably garnish those wages. But if he's making American wages, Australia probably has no right to touch that.
Really? That's shitty.
I can't imagine there's any sort of, international treaty.
Hey, dads and moms out there, pay for your kids.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's a weird thing that's kind of one of the things, like one of the storylines, like I'm just kind of like, I don't really like. That's like a part of somebody's life I don't feel like I should be privy to.
Really, it isn't. No. But it's reality, whatever. Tom and Katie meet at Mel's diner, and god damn it, do I love a diner. I do. Like, Schwartz orders an omelet. I don't know what Kate... Oh yeah, I think she ordered like a veggie sandwich, but like
Like a
I would love to order an omelet, and then he's like, "Do you want a milkshake?" And Shre's like, "Sure, we'll have them." It's like omelets and milkshakes. I love a diner where you can give breakfast 24 hours and
do we have any diners around here?
Penny's diner.
We got Penny's Diner. We got
Well, all of our restaurants are kind of diners around here, but not.
with 24 hours.
No, we got that truck stop.
Yeah.
Trail Star. Do they still serve food 24 hours?
Yeah, I think so. I bet you they do milkshakes.
Oh, I bet so too. Okay. And then Katie busts his balls over his hair.
Well, and rightfully so.
Yes.
That was but that's like the whole like 2000s trend. That's sort of like what it's going back to, right? It's the 2000 bleached blonde days.
Yeah, it's about that time to bring.
I had my frosted tips back then.
Yeah, I used to get
And
blonde highlights all the time.
I'm pretty convinced that the frosted tips is what like started this.
The balding?
Mm-hmm. It was like right after that.
I don't think so, because I used to wear my hair the way Sheena does now for years, and I got a thick head of hair. I have a pretty thick head of hair. I don't know, maybe it could have damaged your follicles. Beats me. But anyway.
Well, correlation isn't causation. I understand that, but that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay, so Tom says that because Joe gets brought up, and he said he feels bad, and because Joe told him he makes her feel like a secret. And even Katie was kind of on Joe's side. She's like, well, you were sending mixed signals.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa, that was nice to see, like, because it's true.
But I think, Joe was a big problem. I think not just for Schwartz, as far as I think the show was concerned, because the way like it's described to me, like the production basically kind of forced Schwartz into like actually confronting Joe and being honest with her about like what was going on.
Oh, I don't know if they made him. They could see what was happening in real life. This is Joe's side of the story.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is by bringing her more into the fold and actually kind of forcing that confrontation.
That's what they wanted.
Because she wasn't, like I said, she was a problem for Schwartz, and that's not a good look for Schwartz. Like I don't think he's going to live that down. But it wasn't a good look for Katie, because it was just a constant reminder of like, oh yeah, Katie was like, internet bullying this chick.
Do you know that Katie used to send those types of messages to Lala? She used to fight with Lala like that bad. And now they're...
but I mean...
No, Katie's notorious for...
And so it's like, it makes both of them look like shit. So it's just basically, it was almost like they killed Joe off of the show.
Well, they are allowed to do that. Not, like, literally, but...
I forgot Vanderpump Rules is like Game of Thrones. They're all fucking horrible people.
Not all of them, maybe. But that's just the world. Everyone has bad. But I don't know if everyone has good, but I know that everyone has bad. But I kind of love watching these two together in these kinds of scenes. Like when they're getting along, I just find myself thinking that they look so cute together until they start talking about Tori. Then my skin crawls because she's clearly a plaything, illustrated by the little text challenge.
Yeah.
Ugh. And then in the confessional, Tom calls them dating the same girl their post-divorce love language. I was like, ew. What?
Yep.
And so I don't know. And then it was just like Tori was there to fill that little. I don't know if she's gonna be back.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think they're just desperately trying to have something for Katie to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
since they're
honestly,
not opening that damn sandwich
you know what
shop.
they should. You know what they should do is like, man, you know what we're gonna do for this show is we're gonna go open the Vanderpump Rules fucking bar, and you're all gonna go back to fucking work.
Yeah, they probably need to by now.
If you guys actually want a show that's interesting, you guys are gonna have to go back to work and like interact while you're slinging drinks. When the pressure's on, and the crowd's all around you.
And scene. No, but anyway. Is there anything else you need to elaborate on? Because I don't know. I'm not doing. Okay, so Brock and Sheena have a date. And Brock looks like Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing. Or is he projecting Dancing with the Stars?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's unbuttoned down to his belly button.
Look, he's gonna come out and do a disco fever number.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. But I don't really have a lot. Oh,
Well, what happens?
well, Brock tells her that he wants to take pressure off of her shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
you know, financially. And she's trying to assure him that he does in other ways. It's actually quite nice to see Sheena being that nice to Brock because she's been so pissy with him lately. And she kind of gives him a pep talk. And that's all I really remember.
Well, yeah, because this is about when she was telling him, you know, this is his chance to,
to be a dad.
to you know, have a good relationship. And that's when Brock was talking about, I think he was in the confessional, he was talking about how, you know, I think he said he started paying the child support, and then he was just hoping that, you know, at some point his older kids will, you know,
take him back.
Yeah, take him back.
Or okay. Yeah. So I hope so too. I hope he gets all that paid off if it isn't already. And
I would totally be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I don't really have skills.
Except for your artistic talents.
Right.
And your podcasting chops.
Yeah, I listen back for editing purposes and then and you ask me a question about this show that I really do know things about, but it's just like I still sound like I know nothing.
Oh, I just figured you're going to Google
anxiety.
it. I would Google it, but I got to use my phone to talk into.
Okay. So we get a scene of Tom and they're just being bros. I kind of missed that too. Like, there's a lot of things that they brought back this episode that I did miss. And just the two Toms having fun, jamming out in the car. That was cute. And they're driving for the tattoo
Yeah, where'd they get the car from? They must have rented the car.
I don't know. It might be Schwartz's.
A 1990-ish Ford Mustang.
His dad just died. I
Oh,
don't
did
know.
it?
Or he could have bought it himself. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I just
They
can't
had
imagine him renting a car to go
Yeah.
pick up Tom for
No,
tattoos.
I can imagine Tom being like, "How do you want to film this? We should go rent a car,
Well, maybe.
like one of those cars from Don't Be a Menace or Menace to Society."
Well, maybe.
Because it was that car. It was a different color.
But he's going to get a Tom Schwartz is the one getting the tattoo this time. Instead of couples tattoos, he's just getting a tattoo of Gordo and Butters, and they're adorable. And they're talking about the trip up to Kyle Chan's, where everyone is invited. And I say everyone because that's code for Ariana.
Yeah, Ariana.
And then
and
if we're
Tom.
talking to Ariana, that means Tom. It's so
Yeah, everybody's invited.
And the whole roommate situation gets brought up again, and Schwartz is like, dude, that bar almost ruined me. And like in his confessional, he said he wants to make sound high stakes financial decisions. Cut to Sandoval being like, but I already bought the soda gun and beer taps. And Schwartz is like, wait, soda gun? I'm in. Count me in. But I was like, screech. Record halt is like, what do you need beer taps for? Do they put near beer in kegs?
I thought he said like I thought he said a soda fountain.
He said a soda gun and beer taps.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I think at least Sandoval's at least probably being realistic. It's like, dude, when we fall off. Well, I guess when he falls off the wagon, because Schwartz already has, because he likes to just do, what was it, like health kicks. He'll go on a health kick bender, and then a little debauchery, and then probably just
it's rock bottom responsibly or whatever. And then I don't know, that was pretty much all they were just talking about.
Yeah, but it was a pretty cool tattoo.
It was cute, wasn't it? They did a good job.
Yeah, no, I'm still thinking about that car a little bit. You notice like what everybody's wearing. Like I noticed the car like right away because I'm kind of jealous. I'd like to have that car.
What was it?
It was a Mustang. I think
I knew it was a Mustang because he said your chariot awaits or your horse is ready.
Well, what year did Menace to Society come out? Around 93, 94?
90.
Well, because I'm thinking like Boys in the Hood was about 90.
I don't know if I was even in high school yet.
No, I'm pretty sure I was in high school. I would have been probably a freshman, sophomore-ish.
But did you see it on VHS though? Because they used to come out about a year before the VHS. The actual movie would come out. It would take longer to be able to rent a movie back then.
Yeah, like the movie, you'd have to wait like 6 months before that thing would come out.
Probably longer.
Now it's like as soon as it's out of the movie theaters, it's streaming.
Yeah, I know. What a luxury.
These kids don't know the struggle, man. Like, you don't, like, we kind of remember the struggle. I mean, you gotta fast forward through those commercials when you watch these episodes.
I get so pissed. I'm like, what's up with, what are these things? These commercials. At least I get to fast forward through them though. And now James and Allie are going to get these facials or whatever. And that's when I realized that you were right. When, remember a long time ago when I wanted you to just watch Vanderpump Rules with me, and I'd be like, well, couples have their shows. And you told me you just want to be married to your gay best friend so you can do your hair and watch your shows. And I was like, Phil was right. I want to marry a gay best friend that will do all that with me. I'm getting you closer. I mean, maybe next year facials?
Probably not. Let's not push it.
Okay, I got you to watch Vanderpump Rules.
I mean, I might throw a mask on, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to go do a fucking facial massage. Like,
it might feel good to get all that drainage out.
I boxed for a good 10 years of my life. I don't need anybody pounding on my face anymore.
I think it's just taps. I don't think they pound you.
I know, but I can probably manage that myself.
Yeah. I guess there's a whole TikTok trend, you know, like face yoga.
Whatever they did there, they paid way too fucking much for. I guarantee it.
Probably, but their skin looked amazing. Well, Allie's in her 20s. How awful could her skin? But I mean, their skin looked great. And I don't think there was a whole lot else here because I don't have anything else written down. Except for there's some, they talk about James's trauma surrounding Hippie.
Yeah, it's...
And like, how it isn't healthy because they have to sleep in separate rooms because their dog and cat. I'm like, hey, that's us with the children when they, when one has a nightmare. And yeah, but I mean, I think this is probably every night-ish.
Well, yeah, because it's like we can't sleep with the cats. It's like, whoa, the problem is y'all are sleeping with your fucking animals, man. Like,
well, and later I didn't make note of this, but I think it was at that brunch. One of the girls says that James's needs come first in the relationships. Allie's comes second, and I couldn't agree more because it sounds like Graham all of a sudden Hippie gets to sleep in the bed, and like her two cats have to.
But apparently the cats were sleeping in the bed before. Now the fight's over what animal gets to sleep in the bed. And the problem is you shouldn't have fucking animals in your bed. We got kids. But I'm not going to get... No, I am. I'm going to say it.
We used to have animals in our bed until we got that cat. And now we shut the door.
I'll save it for when we get there. Never mind.
Okay.
I got thoughts on this whole...
All right. The man who loves animals is gonna go off about animals. I can't wait. Okay, so Ariana's walking on her treadmill, talking to her boyfriend, and this dude comes walking through the door, and I'm like, whoa, they're talking to each other now? Oh, wait, that's Tom's assistant. They do look alike. I didn't think they looked anything alike until that scene. Because when Tom had the... oh my God. He could... I wonder if that was his whole plan, was to... oh no, because he worked... Didn't they say he worked at Tom Tom? And then he got fired, and so... I think that's how they met. Tom and this assistant. I didn't even bother... Craig
Craig.
And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it still looks like he's crashing there.
Yeah, well, Sandoval just needs a buffer between him and Ariana.
And wouldn't that be the ultimate narcissist move? You have to start hiring people that look like you. That's it. You just surround yourself not only by yes men, but they have to look like you too.
Oh yeah, he needs a
slightly less attractive version of you, but
yeah, he needs a body double out there to. It's like the it'll be like that the music video for the Real Slim Shady, right? Like just this army of fucking bald-headed Tom Schwartzes with white t-shirts on. Not bald-headed, but you know.
Did you see that VMA performance when he got a bunch of people from outside just like to walk through the auditorium? It was basically like, yeah, that. And it was like, I'm Slim Shady. It was really good. And I wasn't even into Eminem at the time. I've never been into Eminem actually, but I mean, he's not terrible. Don't come burn my house down. He's kind of a scary person.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his music, but you know, I'm sure he's an alright dude.
I don't understand how he could write and make money off of music where he's literally doesn't he threaten the lives of his mother and the kid's mother and his baby's mother?
But I actually had to read about this case where what happened was this guy, he was on Facebook, right? So this was on Facebook, and he was posting videos of himself rapping about killing his ex. And so
God, that's creepy.
So basically she sued him. It ended up going all the way up to the Supreme Court. I don't know if it made it all the way to the Supreme Court, but it made it up to like at least the district court. And they just basically found that like him rapping it and expressing it through his poetry made it protected speech. Yeah. Because he didn't intend to act on it. Because you have to prove intention too, right? Like you can't just prove that this hurt my feelings. You have to prove that, or this scared me. You have to prove that they intended, like they were intending to hurt you.
There's like a lot of thought that goes into lyrics. I think that's enough.
Well, hey, I'm just telling you what the court decided.
I know. I'm just saying. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But as a woman, I'm not very big. It wouldn't take much to hurt me. My exes have always been bigger than me, and if any one of them were out there in the streets or making music about wanting to kill, I'd be terrified. I would. But that's just me.
Yeah, but...
And he seems like the type that would act on it. He was awfully obsessed with writing music about hurting women. Because that one Rihanna song that I actually kind of like, it's pretty brutal. But anyway. Where am I? Oh, yeah, okay. So, we are at Sir Brunch. Well, I don't know if we're at Sir Brunch, but we're with Lisa and Guillermo, and we are at Sir. And, oh my God, I want goat cheese balls and a martini. Yes, please. Right now, that looks so... Oh, I love... But, Lisa and Guillermo were talking about Jax, and I want to know, how did Lisa not know that Jax was going to be hosting a brunch at her place?
She probably knew that there was a brunch being hosted there.
Because Guillermo looked confused too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was probably set up.
No, but I don't remember if Guillermo said he didn't know about it either, or did he?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know what I don't know. But I think that one thing I did notice though is like um, when Jax does arrive.
Oh yeah, because here he comes.
Yeah, like the entrance. We've seen that entrance before, so they must have just like brought Jax in for one day of filming.
Was it the same?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Mm-hmm. So
they were wearing the same clothes, everything. It was the same.
I mean, go back and look at what probably about episode 2 or 3, right? Like,
I mean, I believe you, but that's just interesting. Yeah. So it's the episode where Jackson Sandoval kind of go out. Okay, so I'm gonna probably do a rewatch of that'll be fun. But anyway, it was funny because DJ James Kennedy and is or comes too, and with Jax, and Lisa starts telling Jax everything she has a problem with, and she said, "You called me superfluous." And he claims that he doesn't know what superfluous is. And then King James, he's like, here. Because he looked it up and he reads the definition out loud. And I don't know if Jax is super lucky, but he was using it in the proper context of this. But he looks at it, he's like, oh, superfluous. He's pretending like he doesn't even know what.
Gaslighting fucking shithead.
Mm-hmm. But let's see. Jax plays dumb.
Yeah, but then she's basically like, but.
Yeah, because she said she didn't go around saying the only one who wasn't needed was you, except for the cameras are up, and now she said it. But and then Jax gives her an explanation that I actually kind of do believe. He felt written off, like he gave her 10 years, and I mean that show, I don't know if Vanderpump would have gotten off and running without Jax. Like, yeah, a lot of his dirty laundry got. But I mean, he had a lot. But Jax gives her an "if I hurt you, I'm sorry" apology.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gives her a hug before going to the DJ booth.
But yeah, and I kind of got the sense too that
they hate each other.
No, they hate each other, but they love each other.
Yeah.
Like she still sees him as one of her little flock.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a long time to just not even know someone, but to work that closely and have that much in your life. But like Jax said, it was kind of shitty. After he got fired, she didn't reach out to him at all. Not when he and Brittany got pregnant, because they tried for a while. Not when the kid was born. And it took him calling her out, and then the very next day there was a gift. And he's like, I didn't even want the gift. I wanted a phone call. He wanted the gift.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Jax joins the girls after doing a little DJing. And he's like, you know, I'm not one to gossip. And then all the girls laugh. And he brings up how Schwartz may be moving in, because he asked Ariana, did you know that Schwartz might be moving in after you? And Ariana's like, show me my money and I don't care. And like, I really truly believe her. She just wants, give her money and she's out. Because basically that's what she was telling Dan when, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that was one of the things that they were talking about. And next week, it looks good because Dan is going to San Francisco with the whole gang, or San Diego. Are they going to San Diego or San Fran?
I can't remember.
One of the Sans. And oh, it looks. I can't wait. Because Ariana tells him, yeah, he'll probably come up to you and act like he wants to be friends. And so I can't wait to see if he does that and comes up to. But anyway, that.
Oh yeah,
we have to wait a whole.
Hey man, how's it going?
Yeah, I hear you're a really good guy, man. It's good to finally meet you. Anyway. Okay, so, and Katie is, you know, it's just funny. I love the look on her face whenever she sees Jax. She doesn't even have to say a word. It's just written, I hate you. Oh. But, oh, and then, basically, I don't really know what they talked about, but,
Is this sort of when everybody's kind of gathered to the end, and at the end,
DJ James Kennedy is, he's going around inviting everyone to an after brunch pool party at his place. And so that's where we go from there, and everyone shows up for the pool party. The girls talk. So the girls are congregating in like the living room, and they're talking about Hippie, because Allie, who did she confide in? Was it Katie?
Or Lala.
Yeah, one of them. She was telling them about, you know, it's really becoming an issue, and now we can't go to the wedding because Harry, DJ JK's brother, is going to be out of town, so he can't watch Hippie, and that's the only person James feels okay leaving with him.
Well, kennel him.
Well, sorry. Excuse me. Good thing nobody's listening. Okay, so what, to kennel him? Yeah, but he's like, the way he cries about him, and he says that I just got him back, and like everything, and I know that you don't know because it's layered and years and years and years. James has abandonment issues, and it's showing through not being able to leave your dog. And he's like, but the thing is, he's like, you don't understand, and then Lala stands up and she's like, oh, you're right, what would I know about having to leave a child with another person, you know, because and then in her confessional, and I'm all paraphrasing, but she's like, don't compare leaving your dog to the child custody shit I'm going through, you know?
Well, and this is one of my big, because I mean, people that call their pets their fur babies and get really upset when you don't take them seriously. Like if I got kids and I'm just like, no, dude, it's not the same thing. Like I know you have a baby, right? But like, I don't know. It's just fucking annoying. I'm just like, dude, it's not a fur baby. You have a lovely girlfriend here who you say you want to have a future with, and you're pretty much gonna piss that away because of this dog. So I when that happens, I won't have a whole lot of sympathy for him.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because he'll cry about that too.
oh, he will.
Mm-hmm.
But he only has what he has right now. And that's this dog that he just got back. He like he said, that dog would have been put down if he hadn't hurt. I don't know. I get it. I have codependency issues, but I don't know that I would let it ruin that relationship that he has with Allie. And I feel like Allie has given up a lot, you know, of her own comfortable, you know, her own comforts. Like, she doesn't get to cuddle with her cats unless she goes into a different room. And yeah, anyway, everyone shows. Okay, so Jackson Katie fight?
Yeah, because
and I think, oh yeah,
he
and
confronts her about the rumors, and she was like, I didn't start the rumors. I just said there were rumors. I talked about the rumors.
Just repeated.
Yeah. I just passed the rumors along on national television.
Yeah,
and podcasts. Like, what did I
or
do?
Twitter.
People were already talking. It was bound to get out.
That's how people become, you know, like people more than one person is because another person decides to say the thing. So yeah, you are spreading rumors. You may not be starting them, but you're spreading them, Katie. But I mean, we'll get there. Okay, so that's all they fought about?
I think for the most part, that's all I can kind of remember.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm probably missing a lot, but I just went straight to when Schwartz pulls Ariana aside and tells her
about the house.
That he might move in, and they're getting along, and it made me so happy. I knew that they would get along, and Schwartz is like, this is actually the opposite reaction I thought you were gonna have, because she was just like, as soon as I get she just keeps saying, as soon as I get my money.
Well, I mean, you can kind of even tell, I think, even with, as things are moving along with the house, like, she is kind of, you know, you can see her kind of emotionally kind of getting over it.
Yeah, and now there's been a couple more months, and, you know, it's time, but it's funny because he tells her that he doesn't know if he can afford it, and he tells her the amount, and she gives him the bug eyes, and in her confessional she says, this is hands down the most expensive bromance in the history of ever. And I'm like, no shit, right?
Yeah, what's left to get married?
Yeah, well, Tom and Katie got married and divorced over that bar. Oh, those two. The bromance. You mean Tom and Tom? I know, right? They'd be happy together, maybe.
Well, like I said, Tom's all about branding, man.
Oh, speaking of Tom Sandoval, yeah. We didn't get like too much Sandoval until like towards the end we get a lot more, but as he comes in, he pets Hippie and he leans down and says, "I'll tell your mom hi if I ever see her again." Oh, it's so gross. I hate that.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, would you just shut up already? Like, please. Nobody buys it.
Nobody buys it. And if they do, I got a beautiful oceanfront property right here in Glendive, Montana to sell you. We're a landlocked state, people. Just in case you did. You should never have to explain your jokes. Okay.
No, we're depending on people's understanding of geography, which is a stretch this day and age, but
yeah, like that German guy that filled out that was hilarious. But anyway, we see Sheena again, and she's kind of nagging at, oh, where am I? Oh yeah, Brock is, because Brock was did you notice he's like the only one floating around in that pool? He's just hanging out. Yeah. And tell me what the word that we use here, because I couldn't remember, because I was like, he's just floating around in his bungee smugglers. Why can't I come up with the American?
What, the Speedo?
Thank you. Speedo.
It's a Speedo. Yeah.
Because I was like, geez, I could only come up with the bungee smuggler. That's the only thing I could remember. Okay, so what'd you say, Speedo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sheena wants to go home and put Summer to bed. And Brock thinks the babysitter's probably qualified to do that. And then they just start fighting in front of everybody. And it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, all right, fun's over.
And then apparently Sheena has time for a pit stop all of a sudden, because she stops to talk to her friend Kyle Chan about her performance of her 2 songs.
You know how it is when you're trying to get out of a party. Sometimes you end up being there for another 2 hours.
Well, no, but she was very eager to talk to Kyle about. And you'd be very happy I didn't write Ken Chan down this time. But she says, I'm going to be performing 2 songs, right? And Kyle's like, yes. And she asks if Sandy's heard her song. And Tom said, it's been a lot, especially coming from her.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the song.
Yeah.
But like,
she just keeps hammering and hammering.
Everything. Yes.
Yeah.
And she gets defensive and and tells him what he did messed her up in more ways than one. And this is where I have to take Sandoval's side, and he's like, he said, she acts like Sandoval was 100 times, or no, he tells her she was 100 times more reactive than even Ariana.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's true. Nobody talked about it more than her, but she probably made more money.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
maybe not more than Ariana, but Ariana went on Chicago, which, I mean, she may have gotten without scandal. I don't know if, like, do Broadway producers just find, like, how would they have known that she
I
can
mean,
sing and dance? Because she can.
she must be somewhat qualified.
Oh,
She must,
she
you know,
is.
it might have been that might have been something that maybe pushed her over the top if she was, you know, kind of
Oh,
being.
yeah, because she did do Dancing with the Stars.
Mm,
Knife to the kidney.
yeah. But I mean, it's also like, okay, she maybe you're looking at a couple different actresses, but all of a sudden you have this one actress that all of a sudden has, you know, this bunch of publicity behind her, and it's like, oh, if I put this person in, you know.
Yeah, it'll get people in the seats. But
Hmm.
I don't know if Chicago's one of those that you have to.
I wouldn't think so, but
Because I
you
think
know.
a lot of people would. I would go to that. Like I said, never watched the
Yeah.
movie. But I would love to go to a Broadway show just
Well,
of
just
any.
think there's probably a pretty big fandom of Vanderpump Rules fans in New York. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
even if you get that crowd to come out, that's a lot of tickets.
Yeah, because they had Erica Jane, who is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
She played Roxy on, I don't know if it was on Broadway or if it was off Broadway, but she did, and I heard she did an okay job, but she didn't get asked to extend her. But I don't know if hers was during COVID. It doesn't matter. But
Mm-hmm.
Tom says all she had to do was keep her mouth shut. And she's pissed because of the restraining order. And I believe because she's like, no, you should have kept your mouth shut because Sandoval kind of took, well, he did for a while take Rachel's side, saying, you did hit her.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you say that. And she had that cut, which could have been from one of those claws.
Yeah.
And ask Piper. She has those kind of nails. She can make a fist. It's not like an actual fist, but you can ball your hand up like that. And then if she had done that, that would have gone straight into the eyebrow, right at the angle.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am, me, Jesse Reed, first 48 hours.
Investigate.
Investigative journalism. Yes. But all she had, and then she's pissed because of the restraining order. And then Tom said, why are you acting like the biggest victim in all of this? And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't care who said it. It needed to be said. Thank you.
Yeah, I was actually kind of like, and like I said, I was a little worried about having to defend, you know, at least agree with Sandoval here, but it's because it's Sheena too that makes it easy.
Yeah.
You've inspired a hatred for Sheena inside of me.
Have I?
Oh yeah.
But do I still remind you of her? Like when you're hating her?
No.
Oh, okay. And anyway, this is when Sheena starts blaming him for intrusive thoughts of Brock fucking Lala. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think that's how it works. Like, I think she would have still had those intrusive thoughts if Sandoval never cheated on Ariana in the first place.
Well, but I think we're forgetting.
I mean, it could trigger. But...
I know, but we're forgetting that there are, like, apparently Sandoval was starting some shit about Lala and Brock, right? Like, remember early on when they were in Tahoe?
Okay.
And they were riding up the fucking tram? and Brock was talking to Sandoval, and he was explaining, like, you guys basically accusing Sandoval's publicity team of spreading rumors about Brock and Lala.
Oh, that's
right.
right.
So I don't think I think that's what she's talking about.
Oh,
like, that just hit me, like,
my
just right now. I totally forgotten
God.
about that.
Did too, because because now that you say that, I picture them in the gondola.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now when she's like, you did that, like, that's not necessarily as crazy as just because he cheated on, just.
But because
I mean, she's
it
still
was
being
out in the ether.
Yeah, but she's still been completely ridiculous. He was right about that. But I mean, I don't think that she's the intrusive thoughts thing. Well, she might have a little bit of a point there with if of course Sandoval denies having anything to do with those rumors getting started, right? But
yeah, but
nobody.
don't
I mean, you
know.
can't trust Sandoval, so
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't they have some kind of proof, or I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm glad you remembered that because. But I mean, I really hope that Sheena goes to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now I'm remembering during their date night, I think Brock brought up maybe we should go to couples counseling, or no. No, I'm thinking of the Valley. That was Kristen and Luke. Never mind. Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyway, but if Sandoval never ever cheated or anything like that, if she's having intrusive thoughts, I think that she would have probably been thinking that anyway.
But yeah, it's like, if she's having intrusive thoughts about her husband, she needs to go and talk to her fucking husband. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but when was she was it on the? It wasn't the after show. It was the episode when she was like, was she talking to Brittany when she said she notices stupid stuff like Lala's eyes always light up when Brock enters the room, and she's always telling her how lucky you are to have a Brock. See, I think that brings on her intrusive thoughts more than anything because Lala has been a mistress in the past, and so I don't know. But anyway, she goes to leave, and Sandoval catches her with the haymaker. He says, "You've been the other woman in a relationship." Boom! She fucking loses it. Finger pointing right in his face, and her little chihuahua voice. It's not the same. It's not the same. I was 21 years old. It was 2006. And it's like, okay. No. It is the same. If you're going to be going that into how, excuse me, big of a piece of shit someone is for cheating, if you've done the same thing with a married man who had 2 children at the time, you're 21. I don't care if you're 21 or 41. It's cheating. And so in the after show, because you didn't watch the after show, did you? Sandoval says, yeah, even I know that now after Sandoval, I will never be able to call somebody else a cheater. And it was funny. I started laughing. I'm like, touche. And like, okay, yeah, she was only 21, but no. Okay, it is different. Yes. A little bit different, but then why does she get to go on and on and on about how it's the worst sin you could ever commit?
Because she's cashing checks off that.
Yeah, but she was that. And I'm not saying she.
Well, no, I'm not. I can't try to explain to you how she rationalizes it in her mind,
Oh,
right?
no, I don't
but
expect you to. I'm just pointing out her hypocrisy. Yeah. And I guess I didn't have to because Tom Sandoval did. But then everybody got mad at Sandoval. Somebody needs to hold Sheena's feet to the fire once in a while.
Everybody treats Sheena like she's like this little lost puppy that needs to be, handled with kid gloves.
Because otherwise it's going to be your fault that the cutest little kid ever created, Summer Moon, needs a full face of makeup. I'm sorry, I'm so hung up on that. She's just the cutest little girl, and I'm just trying to spot any spot on her face that needs a stitch of makeup. But
well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't cosmetic. It was probably more for fun.
I don't know with Sheena, because I could totally see if Sheena wasn't on Vanderpump Rules, Summer Moon would be a toddlers and tiaras type of. I could totally see that for her. And so, I mean, that is not a stretch at all. I'm surprised she isn't. Is that yeah, they still do that, don't they?
Toddlers and tiaras?
Like little kid beauty pageants, the Jean Bonnet type.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Ugh. Okay, wrap it up. What would you like to say?
Well, I would like to say thanks, everybody, for listening to Reality Riffs podcast.
Oh, exciting news is on the horizon.
Oh, what do we got?
A book club.
Book club's
eventually.
Coming up. Yes.
And it should, we chose a book, what is it? Me Before You?
Yes.
By
Jojo Moyes.
Yeah, if anyone wants to pick up a copy, but you wouldn't really have to because we're going to read it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, a lot of it is, well, Phil and I can relate to it because a lot of things in the book correlate to our situation.
Yes.
A little bit. Not
completely, but we...
Yeah, we want you guys to get to know us more, and we want to just start a book club. And if you have any suggestions for books, leave them in the comments and we'll do it. Maybe. Not guaranteed. But we'll consider it. And we really, really, really need you to follow.
And like
and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Tell 2 friends and tell them to tell 2 friends.
Yeah.
And thank you. We love you very much.
Thank you,
Have
guys.
a good one.
Bye.